Hey guys, it's that one Sam dude again, and today I'm going to be reviewing Arkham Knight. Now I did buy the Arkham Knight Premium Edition, which comes with all the DLC, but I'm just going to be reviewing the main game today, and I'm going to try to separate the DLC from the main game. This game was released on June 23rd, 2015, and is the final in the Rocksteady trilogy, even though there's 4 Arkham games and one kind of mobile-ish game. It's a weird thing, but Arkham Knight is the end of their trilogy, and it stars Mark Hamill as the Joker and Kevin Conroy as Batman. The same voices I did talk about in The Killing Joke play the same Batman and Joker in this game. In this game, even though spoilers for Arkham City, the Joker dies at the end. Joker is heavily in this game because Batman got transplanted with the Joker's blood. This is all in the trailers. And the Joker starts to take over Batman's mind, so you get a lot of Joker in this game. And it's really, really interesting. Joker does a lot of flashback scenes, which call back to The Killing Joke, which you can watch my review on that movie. They make references to that, and they make references to the Jason Todd story where the Joker abducts him. And I believe this is my favorite Arkham game. I'm gonna be honest here. I played half of Asylum and half of City. They weren't interesting enough, and they slowed down way near the end. So I lost interest in them. But this is the one Arkham game, I think, because it was more open world and you had the Batmobile to kind of go around the world, and you went a lot faster and you had all of Gotham at your disposal. This was my favorite one. Um, there was just so much jam packed into this game, from side missions, from Two-Face and whatever. I did, however, look up the true ending of the game, and I'll be talking about that in my spoiler section at the end of the game. I didn't actually get there. I only completed 72% of the overall map. I was just not going to grind out the rest, because that is one of the negative things about this game, is when you get to the end of the game, to get the real ending, because it kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger, you have to do all these side missions, which I find kind of dumb and can take, at my point, it would take 5-6 hours more, and there are side missions that aren't that interesting, not that fun, and they're really not worth doing. But some other noticeable voice on here is Jonathan Banks. He plays Commissioner Gordon. He was the old grandpa type guy in Breaking Bad, if you remember. And Troy Baker, who is one of my favorite voice actors. He does a lot. You could IMDb him. He did Harvey Dent, Two-Face, Jason Todd, and if I read off the rest of his voices, that'd be kind of a spoiler, but if you know who he voice acts, the game, if you know who Troy Baker is, the game is already spoiled for you based off of one of the main characters, and I'll talk about that in my spoiler section. But this game is about Batman, and it starts off with, like, this is the day the Batman died. It starts off with Commissioner Gordon saying that. And this is about basically the worst night Batman has ever had. Scarecrow is with this new guy called the Arkham Knight, and they're trying to kill Batman and take over Gotham City. Scarecrow is going to release his fear toxin all across Gotham City and send it spiraling into madness. It starts off with you playing as this cop, and you see what Scarecrow's fear toxin does, and that scene is a very strong scene to start off, and then you burn the Joker's body. That's just the beginning. You can see that all in the trailers. That's a great opening. Then you get the Batmobile. It adds all this new stuff. You get all these new gadgets. It adds all the gadgets from the past game. If you have the DLC, it adds, I believe, 2 to 3 new gadgets for the DLC missions. It's just great. It's just fun. I didn't feel pressured to grind out. The leveling system was fine. I didn't even get myself to max level or spend all my points. I felt like it wasn't needed. You could just play the game without even worrying about grinding or spending your Batman points. It's all fine. You don't need to do that. Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy kill it again as voice actors. They are my favorite Batman and Joker combo, and they are absolutely the best. The voice actor lineup is insane. They have so many voices in this game. This game is the most flushed out of all of them. The amount of voices is insane. It brings back every villain you've ever seen, pretty much. Every hero. Their Nightwing, Batgirl is in it for the DLC. She's not in the main game, because if you know the story, she's Oracle. but you get a lot of Oracle in it. You get Nightwing, you get Robin, you get all of them. You get every single character. Harley Quinn's in it, Poison Ivy. If you're really just a diehard Batman fan and you haven't played the other Arkham games, I just watch a recap video. Um, Online, there are many recap videos on YouTube which show you the little clips that are important and it'll get you caught up. You don't really need to play the past games, and I'd say this is my favorite one. Now I'm going to get into the spoiler section because it's kind of hard to talk about what I didn't like without spoiling the game. So spoilers. A big part of this, where I was talking about Troy Baker, it was kind of spoiled for me already, but I knew it based off the voice. It's that the Arkham Knight is the Red Hood, and the Red Hood is Jason Todd. And so there were flashback scenes with Jason Todd, and I knew it was Troy Baker. And even though they used kind of a voice modulator on the Arkham Knight, or he was using a voice modulator, you could tell it was Troy Baker voice acting it, which is my biggest complaint. I don't see why they did. They should have changed the voice actor, because if you know who Troy Baker is, and he's very, very big, he's done things like Persona 4, Booker Duet in Bioshock Infinite, Joel from The Last of Us. He's done many, 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 many games, really big games. So he's also the new Batman in the Telltale games. So that's my biggest complaint. And then the plot twist where Jason Todd was the Arkham Knight, it's really not that impressive. You can kind of see it coming. It's based off very, very much the Jason Todd story where he gets turned into a Joker lackey, and it's just not impressive. I was kind of disappointed by the plot twist. It had the weakest plot twist of all of them, but in the end, I do believe Batman gets cured of the Joker cure, and the end of the game is kind of, if you get the true ending, it's kind of where they said Batman dies. He purposely blows up his mansion while he goes in there, and everyone knows he's Bruce Wayne because the Scarecrow revealed that. I believe the regular ending is fine, but the perfect ending is he kills himself basically, and then a couple nights later you kind of see the same thing going down with that happened to his parents. Two parents walking their kid out of a movie. A guy robs them at gunpoint, but then they're like, "What is that? I've heard that there's Batman. Batman's dead." And then you see this giant shadowy figure, and if you unlock the concept art, I believe it's called like Shadow Batman, and he looks more bat than man now, which sounds kind of funny, but I think the big theory about this is that he's using fear toxin to just, instead of really fight the bad guys, he's kind of just scaring them away, and he's just trying to scare them out of Gotham City. And that's not the worst ending, but it's not super satisfying because this is the end of the series unless the rumored Justice League game or Superman game is being made. But this is the end of Batman's story because so much went down, and you just feel meh. And there was also a second Batmobile that came. That Batmobile was cooler than your first Batmobile. That's another complaint I had. They went for the kind of the black-looking Batmobile, but they could have went with their own original. I felt like the Batmobile was also very tacked on to the game. Everything doing the Batmobile was forced. All the Riddler missions forced. Every single Riddler mission was forced. And the biggest complaint I have is I love the Catwoman Riddler kind of story that was going on there. That's a great side mission. You don't have to pay extra. That's included in the game. But at the end, to beat the Riddler with Catwoman and to kind of complete the Catwoman Batman story, you have to complete every single Riddler challenge. I believe there's 156 in the map. No, a lot of the comments I saw on YouTube too, they were like, hell no, I am not doing that much. The Riddler challenges are insane in this game. There are too many. Even if you marked every single one you came across on the map, there's too many to do. It is insane. If they said you have to do half the Riddler challenges, maybe, because that'd be like 50 something. Maybe that'd be okay. But what they did, that's just not okay. I find that a bit ridiculous. Every single Riddler challenge pretty much now deals with Batmobile. The Riddler side quest, Batmobile. So much Batmobile tacked on. So much Batmobile. The DLC, Batmobile. If it sounds like I'm saying Batmobile a lot, because that's what the game feels like. It's like, use the Batmobile to do this. Use the Batmobile, Batmobile, Batmobile. I'm like, what the hell is going on in this game? There was way too much Batmobile. At some points, I just ejected out of the Batmobile, and I just walked around town, because I like that in the past Batman games. I felt that was very well done. And so sometimes I just traveled the city as Batman without the Batmobile, because I didn't need it. There were a lot of, and the tank enemies got increasingly and increasingly and increasingly harder. And the Arkham Knight had his own tank at one point. That mission is absolutely ridiculously hard. They just keep on throwing more and more enemies, different types of enemies. They can now shock each other so Batman can't touch them. Just the enemies and the missions and whatnot near the end of the game get ridiculously hard. I've played hard games before, like NES games, but this was a little bit ridiculous. There was no way to kind of make it easier. I believe I was on medium, but the easiest setting I still heard was ridiculously hard. Overall, this game was just, it got ridiculous at the end of it, and I kind of got tired of playing it at the end of it, and I was just playing pretty much for the story, but the level of difficulty just got insane and annoying because checkpoints weren't that good, and just etc., etc. It was just ridiculous, and they just tried to do things like they included Oracle helping you out defeat the militia tanks, but at that point, the game was already too insane for me. So overall, I'd give this game an 8 out of 10. It's my favorite Arkham game. It's a great Batman game, but it's tacked down by the Batmobile, getting harder at the end. It's an open world game, and I didn't get any glitches, so that's a positive. But it loses points because of that and the Jason Todd plot twist. Now, the price I bought it at was $25. You can get probably on Black Friday, PSN, PC, whatnot. I'd expect this deal to go around. I saw it on Xbox 2 about a week or two ago for gold deals. $25, $30-ish for the premium edition. Not bad. On launch, I believe it was $80 for this. You get a whole bunch of DLC. Overall, I'd have to rate the actual season pass I got at the price I got. The regular price, I'd give it a much lower score, but the price I got, there are so much extra content, whether or not you want to play Harley Quinn, Red Hood, Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing. They have so much extra. They have 80s Batmobile. You can actually play 80s map. They have the 2008 Dark Knight Returns, Batman Mobile Tumbler DLC pack. They have all these DLC packs. They're fun. They're innovative. I could tell the creators of the game had fun making those DLCs, and I'd have to give the season pass a 10 out of 10. But the regular game is an 8 out of 10. Now the season pass isn't perfect, but I pretty much got the season pass for free, so I'm going to give anything really free that's really fun a 10 out of 10. But at the price, if you have to buy it full price, the premium edition, the season pass is probably 6 out of 10. It's way too overpriced for the amount of content you're getting, even though you are getting something like 30 hours of content and you get all these skins. But the plot twist was just really weak, so the main game, 7 out of 10. Full price, 6 out of 10 for the season pass, 10 out of 10 if you get it on discount. And that's my price does involve in the video games. The movies, you're not going to see my reviews, or music, you're not going to see my reviews involving price. But video games, it's definitely, the price does play into a factor, whether or not you're getting enough game for your bull. Whereas indie games, it's hard to determine, but full AAA games, if you're going to pay like $40 for the season pass, you better be getting your money's worth. I feel if you're paying full price for the season pass, you're not getting your money's worth. But that's my review. That's all for today. I should be reviewing Deadpool tomorrow, and you should expect more content daily. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.